Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. Competing polls and cheap insults on the campaign trail today as the major parties fight for votes in an election no one believes will result in a clear majority. Health and budget remain the key focus for Labor, while with just one day of campaigning left, the Liberals leader looked to score with new sports funding.
On the state election eve, it was the Premier's gameplay in focus.
Good.
Subbing in $12.5 million, half of what's needed for a new basketball facility at Newtown Bay, helping plug a hole for kids sidelined by a lack of sports facilities.
Basketball courts is the number one driver of participation, so the more we can get these courts built and online, we know that kids will come and play.
Away from the court, Labor's health pitch continues. It's planning to fund a mobile clinic vehicle for northern Tasmania. Tassie Doc 2U offering free healthcare for patients off the beaten track.
By increasing the services in the north of the state, we can look to secure full-time nurse practitioners to work in the service. At the moment, because we're only funded for half the time, we can't give anyone full-time employment.
But it's the wash-up from the leaders' debate that had the major parties sharpening their words over Liberal claims that Labor will do a deal to govern with the Greens.
Make no mistake, they are laying the groundwork for another job-destroying deal with the Greens.
I have said this answer maybe 1,000 times. We will not do deals with the Greens under any circumstances.
We've heard that Tasmanians want a new government, and so we are working to be in a balance of power.
Competing polls showing competing results. One pixel poll commissioned by the ALP indicates more than half of Tasmanians believe in a change of leadership, while an ERMS poll released by the Liberals shows their support has continued to grow.
We're elected to do a job back in March 2024, and we need to finish that job for Tasmania.
Labor's Treasury spokesperson claiming the Premier's on a spending spree in the final days of the campaign.
He may as well rename himself Jeremy Porkliff. The pork barrelling that he is now embarking upon is an absolute disgrace, and it's exactly why Tasmania's finances have never been worse.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
The Greens have launched an extraordinary salvo against the AFL in the dying days of the campaign. They've booked a flight to Hobart for the league's boss, so Andrew Dillon can hear about the stadium from Tasmanian voters.
An invitation to take a front row seat in Tasmania's election. The Greens offering a some expenses paid trip to Andrew Dillon.
This is a really important opportunity for the AFL boss to hear it from the mouths of Tasmanians instead of just Liberal and Labor politicians.
While it's not a ticket with the AFL's airline partner Virgin, the flight does have its perks for the long-legged league boss.
We bought him extra leg room. It's not his usual style on Jetstar, but that's okay. We've lashed out and done the best we can.
The Greens holding out hope the AFL will change its mind on a roof stadium as a condition of a Tasmanian licence.
We cannot afford a new stadium at Macquarie Point. We cannot afford a new stadium.
But the move's been slammed by the major parties.
I deal with stakeholders professionally, and I'll always do that. And I think what the Greens are demonstrating is that they think this is all a bit of a joke.
The Premier once again backing the deal.
The AFL agreement is the agreement that secured an AFL team that Tasmania has been fighting for over 4 decades.
AFL House wouldn't confirm Andrew Dillon's diary. Annie Green, 7 Tasmania News.
2 boys, the youngest just 12 years old, have been charged following an alleged assault in Hobart CBD yesterday. The pair face a string of offences between them. Among the charges, aggravated robbery, stealing and common assault. Police say the duo assaulted another 14-year-old boy and stole his phone near Mathers Lane. The victim was taken to the Royal Hobart Hospital with facial injuries. Investigations are continuing. Police have provided more details on the death of a motorcyclist in Hobart's northern suburbs on Monday night. In a tragic twist, it's been revealed the rider was an international student who had recently bought the motorbike. The 21-year-old was practising riding in the MyState Bank Arena car park when he lost control and crashed. A report is being prepared for the coroner. Despite the decline of music festivals across the country, it seems the future of Tasmania's Party in the Paddock Festival may be saved for a while longer. A re-elected Liberal government promising $1.5 million over 3 years to secure the event, as well as $500,000 in upgrades for Quercus Park. It's understood Labor won't make the same commitment. This year's festival saw 12,000 people attend. Burnout among our state's midwives is rapidly rising, and there are concerns things could go from bad to worse if issues aren't addressed. A peak health union is calling for urgent changes to nurse-to-patient ratios in a bid to improve safety and workloads.
They're the frontline workers helping bring new life into the world, but the Nurses Union says midwives are burning out delivering these bundles of joy.
We're burning out nurses and midwives at unprecedented levels.
The newborns they care for aren't recognised as patients when it comes to nurse ratios.
Currently, midwives care for both mother and babies, yet our system only counts for one.
How can that be the case? They are people, they're little people, and they deserve care, and their mothers deserve care too.
The union continuing its call to legislate ratios and implement Count the Babies.
Legislated nurse-to-patient ratios deliver safer care, it reduces burnout, it reduces reliance on overtime and double shifts, and it saves millions.
Labor and Greens have pledged their support, but the Liberals are yet to match it.
We are shocked that they haven't committed to it because they did agree to it in the 2023 agreement. So from our perspective, it really is a no-brainer.
The health spokesperson says staffing levels are at their forefront and that care for all women and babies are already captured in birth rate plus calculations to ensure safe outcomes for mothers and babies. Staffing woes not the only reason they're facing heat. Air conditioning at Launceston General Hospital still a hot topic.
Works have not commenced. They're using portable heaters at the moment in the hospitals, and the decanting process hasn't even started.
The Liberals refuting these claims, labelling it as scaremongering, while the Health Department is reaffirming progress is being made, saying works to upgrade the heating, ventilation and air conditioning began in early June. Rebecca Gadaneris at 7 Tasmania News.
Meanwhile, the peak body for doctors in Tasmania is sounding the alarm over the looming termination of GP Assist. It claims the after-hours service is vital for Tasmanians, especially for care in regional and rural areas. Both major parties are continuing to spruik competing health clinics, but the AMA says the existing GP Assist service is a correct fit for our health system's geographical landscape.
GP Assist has a reliable bunch of doctors. They're Tasmanian doctors delivering healthcare for Tasmanian people who understand the local landscape.
Labor reaffirming a fresh model of health is needed, while the Liberals say they'll ensure GP Assist continues until the new federal scheme starts. There are some bizarre tactics playing out as we enter the final days of the campaign trail. This man seen picking up more than his dog's mess, pinching a David O'Byrne sign under the cover of darkness, his four-legged accomplice in tow.
I do feel concerned though because he's turned the dog into an accomplice after the fact or during the fact and clearly the dog won't cough his owner up.
The sign stealer is still at large, but David O'Byrne says he has a job in mind for the bandit on Sunday, inviting him to join the sign collection run. Well, after months of hopes and hints, the Tasmanian WNBL team is one step closer to fruition. With an important final box ticked, we could see a women's team hitting the court as early as next year.
The Jack Jumpers have taken Tasmania by storm, and now our state could be bouncing into the Women's Basketball League.
We are really, really close. I hope in the first 2 weeks of August we'll have something to announce.
The bid for a WNBL team is gaining serious momentum, with a $2 million pledge from the Liberals, putting Tasmania one step closer to a women's side.
We're really hopeful that is going to lead to that success.
We put all the effort in that was required to make sure that our bid stood out from the rest, and I'm really confident that we've been able to do that.
The funding ticks off a key requirement, but there's still a few big questions to answer, including whether the team will share the Jack Jumpers name and brand.
If there are requirements to have a team, well, we'll jump over any hurdle we have to.
If successful, the women's team could train at the club's new high-performance centre and split games between the north and south of the state.
Being able to see where under-10s can lead through to seniors and then through to a women's jumpers team will be really exciting.
And there's confidence Tasmania's talent pool is ready to step up to the occasion.
That the female participation can grow, but also young Tasmanian girls can get the same opportunity as men do.
Well, if we get the licence, you'll see a team on the court in October 2026.
The groundwork's done. Now the ball's in the WNBL's court. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
Australia's baby bounce is well and truly back on, with birth rates increasing for the first time since the pandemic. More than 290,000 bundles of joy were welcomed across the country last year, but it's regional areas, not capital cities, leading the charge. Hobart's birth rate fell by 4.4% last year, while the rest of Tasmania saw rates increase by 1.3%. The data crunchers at KPMG say it's down to the cost of living. Some of Tasmania's endangered species are the face of a new display aiming to raise funds for Bonarong Wildlife Sanctuary. The artwork, featuring the likes of the Tassie Devil and Swift Parrot, have touched down at Hobart Airport with an important reminder to travellers.
They're some of Tasmania's most treasured animals, and a local artist is using her passion and paintbrush to remind us to care for them.
What's really important is that what's down here you can't find anywhere else, and that definitely gives justice to trying to make sure that we protect them and make sure that they keep existing.
These furry animals now greeting travellers at Hobart Airport.
Hobart Airport is the most popular gateway to the state of Tassie.
It's hoped airport traffic will help celebrate wildlife conservation for Bonarong Sanctuary.
Provides another platform on which we can continue to educate people around driving safely while on our roads.
I think the translation of what I create is a little bit different, and hopefully the colour and the boldness of them will get people's attention a little bit more.
The display more timely than ever.
So we're responding to in excess of 21,000 rescues a year at the moment, and that has been increasing almost exponentially for the last 5 or 6 years.
The sanctuary is expecting to carry out 22,000 rescues this year alone. The paintings will go under the hammer, raising vital funds to keep doors open.
Around 50% of the proceeds from the auction of this art will go to Bonarong, and about 20% of sales will also go to Bonarong.
Rebecca Gaidenera, 7 Tasmania News.
After a disappointing start to the game against Queensland a couple of weeks ago, the Tasmanian state team is on the hunt for redemption this weekend. They'll take on the combined New South Wales-Canberra side, and coaches are making a few key lineup changes, including the addition of some promising young talent.
Like young Jarvis Breen, who's played an under-18s Coates League competition this year, will play his first senior state game for Tassie.
And he joins seasoned names like Sam Siggins, Andrew Phillips and Brad Cox-Goodger, adding experience and firepower to the lineup. Tasmania's future AFL prospects are getting stronger by the day after our under-16 side beat GWS by 20 points. Our side dominated from the first bounce with 8 goals to 2 in the first half. But with games still to be played today, we'll have to wait until this evening to find out if we will be awarded the title. The young guns will be eligible for the Devils' first draft in 2027. It appears the Hurricanes' holiday in Guyana is over after a global Super League loss to the Amazon Warriors. Hobart stuttering to a total of 125, with Fabian Allen top scoring on 28, but a destructive string of 6 sixes by the hometown favourites savaged the Canes' bowling efforts.
Where are we going now? Oh! Choke on that!
The hosts wrapping up the chase with 21 balls to spare. The Warriors now take on the defending champions this weekend for the title. And finishing with more local sport, the last time they met it ended in a draw, but Cripps Waratah says the team is hungrier than ever for a win. They'll be looking to settle the score when they face the Hawks in the first elimination final. Meanwhile, Kingston has a tough task ahead, taking on the top of the ladder Cavs, a side they're yet to beat this season.
For us, it'll just be being able to put out a 60-minute game and not falling short at the end of each quarter.
There's always fine-tuning to do, but we have our style of play and we are running with it, and it's worked so far.
The good news, even if they lose this weekend, they will still have another shot at finals. And that is all in sport. Peter Murphy will join us after the break with the weather forecast.
Good evening. Hobart and Burnie 13 today, Launceston and Devonport 14, all a shade above average. St Helens and Friendly Beaches out top with 15. Most temperatures hovered around average today around the state. King and Flinders Islands 14, Smithton, Lowhead, Grove, Bushy Park and Strawn all 13. Lyawini -2 to a high 5. The frontal cloud band is to our east at the moment with scattered low cloud over the west and through Bass Strait. Yolla scored 31 millimetres to 9 a.m. and since then Pine Forest Moor recorded 8. The next band of frontal cloud is well south of WA. Low cloud is over the southeast of the country with some thunderstorms over northern New South Wales and southern Queensland. Tomorrow a ridge of high pressure dominates the southeast of the nation while that next front pushes right back to Western Australia. Now winds tomorrow, west to northwesterly, still on a bit of pace too, reaching 20 to 30 knots over the west and south, swells up to 5 metres. A strong wind warning has been issued from Tasman Island around to Stanley. On Saturday, well, let's do tomorrow first. Partly cloudy for Hobart, 14, 14 for Huonville, Campania, 15. I want the week to end very quickly, don't I? Launceston tomorrow, 14. Showers increasing over Devonport, 14 as well, and 13 for Georgetown. Burnie expecting a high of 14 with a shower or two. Still showery in the west, Strawn 14. Wynyard 2 overnight, 14 the maximum. St Helens tomorrow a high of 15 degrees, a sunny day. OK for Swansea as well, 15 the top and 14 for Port Arthur. Now to the weekend. Saturday a windy day on the cards as showers extend statewide. Snow to 500 metres. Conditions clearing over the north and east on Sunday. A possible shower for the west, far south and Bass Strait. And on Monday a possible shower over the northwest and west. Showers in Perth tomorrow, but sunny weather forecast for Adelaide and Melbourne, both expecting 15. A warmer start in Canberra tomorrow, just -3 to start the day there. A shower on the way for Sydney, rain and 22 in Brisbane. And we have clear conditions. 9 degrees in Hobart at the moment, 7 in Launceston, clear in Devonport and currently 9 degrees. Kim, all I can say is we're one day closer to summer and one day closer to you not wearing those horrible fluffy slippers. At least we've saved the viewers from looking at them.
I wonder what you were commenting there for a minute, but yes, summer is coming, everyone. That is all your news for now. We will have updates later. Thanks for joining us. I'm off to put the slippers on. Good night.